Hey everyone, Sky here to discuss Bad Boys 2, starring Martin Lawrence, Will Smith, Gabrielle Union, Peter Stormare, Teresa Randall, and Joe Pantoliano, and directed by Michael fucking Bay. Here's why I gave him that nickname. Ever since this goddamn movie that he came out 2 years before this one, by the way, and ever since that movie, his career went down, including this series. His filmography has gone down to shit, including with that series and the movie I just brought up. And God help me, I don't want to bring up the one that he got out for Netflix recently, because that looks like a piece of shit. And I didn't sit through 13 hours because that I didn't really care for, and I didn't like Pain and Gain either, to tell you the truth. Every single one of his movies, from Pearl Harbor all the way up, is just utter shit. I'm sorry, I'm not forgiving Michael Bay for all that. I haven't been watching his movies since that goddamn 13-hour shit. So I didn't bother seeing the Netflix movie, but I did see the other ones that he came up before that in theaters, and I walked out of 13 hours because that thing was an utter shitty movie. And same with Pain and Gain. So, what do I think of this one? Let's get into it. But it might be obvious, but let's get into this shit. Johnny Tapia gets drugged from Amsterdam to Miami for reasons I don't understand. And I like the menace of the actor playing Johnny. It's a very good menacing performance. Meanwhile, in the Ku Klux Klan meeting in Miami, what the fuck's going on there for? Mike Lowry, returned by Will Smith, and Marcus Burnett, returned by Martin Lawrence, are disguised as one of the KKK and point guns at each other and get out of disguise and start shooting each other unnecessarily. And part of this is so Michael Bay can get his fucking mojo going. Is not a good time at the movies. Johnny doesn't get his drugs after the bust, and Mike and Marcus talk mean spirits about therapy versus USA. And I'm not feeling I'm liking these characters like last time. And their chemistry sucks in this movie so bad. It sucks. It's like Bay doesn't care after fucking Pearl Harbor, and his humor is not funny, it's crude, and he brought it in the Transformers series. Go figure. Marcus's sister, Sid, played by Gabrielle Union, hangs out in town for a job with the DEA and have a relationship with Mike while she's Marcus's sister, which is such a weird relationship, by the way, folks. And Sid goes undercover for the DEA, and this is a very poor character compared to Tia Leone, who was annoying, but she's better than Sid in this movie. And I can't help but wonder, why is the background music so goddamn distracting? Bay did that with this movie, for example, where he repeats his background music obnoxiously. While Sid is undercover, we have a car drop chase sequence that I feel like Bay thinks is spectacular, but the truth is, it's not. It's more exhausting and the shots are poorly shot. And when they drop cars on the highway, I was having a real fucking headache from all the bassy and noisy action sequence. Captain Howard, returned by Joe Pantoliano, is pissed about the freeway with the cars in a boat, and now he says "Woosa," which is very unnecessary, and his return is terrible, and I hope it improves next week. And Sid works to give cash to Johnny, which is a very big problem for this plot. Then we move to the investigation of stopping Johnny, starting with wrecking a man's shop and going to a pink house as a shootout, which felt very endless. And this is turning into a mess of a movie. And the woosah shit is getting very annoying right off the fucking bat. They gotta stop that. I hope they stop it in the next one. They go to the electronics store to get video surveillance on a video camera, and they show a porno, and Mike and Marcus get filmed while cursing to one another, which is very obnoxious. And the rat scene with Mike and Marcus putting wires all around Johnny's place, and we see two rats fucking each other, and I'm thinking, is this shit really motherfucking necessary? Mike finally tells Marcus about him and Sid as they're doing an investigation, which, what a horrible time that was to bring it up, as Sid is working with Mike and Marcus, and they get into a chase with them, and again, with the dumb action going to the train station and leave dead people on the street is to the point I've got an hour until this motherfucker is over, so I have to get it together. Jesus Christ. But I will give the movie this. When Marcus's daughter goes out on a first date and Marcus and Mike scare the boy until the daughter and mother come in, and the moment did crack me up half to death, when Mike and Marcus go take pictures of drugs and money and get the hell out of there while Marcus is drugged, and they go to Captain Howard's place to get the warrant to Johnny's arrest, which is painful acting by Martin Lawrence, even since Big Mama's house. And I did see it, unfortunately. Sid is taken hostage, and Marcus is pissed. After they try to arrest Johnny, they find him to a place in Cuba. As they go there to his house and get Sid out of there, and they drive a Hummer, from place to place, and get to the danger zone in Guantanamo Bay, and Sid throws a grenade to a bomb on the ground while Mike is held hostage, and Marcus shoots Johnny and he explodes, and I was done with this movie at this point. But one more scene with Mike and Marcus in the pool as they're talking about Sid, and the dog pulls and breaks the pool, and I was glad to turn it the fuck off. Now it's time for the rating. I'll give this movie a 1.6 out of 10. This is perhaps one of the worst Michael Bay movie ever. This plot makes no sense, as it was a headache and a mess of a movie, and Michael Bay needs to move on from this to Transformers, and I was glad to turn it off at this point. And thank God he's not coming back for next week either, because it's a couple new directors this time. So I'd like to thank you guys for joining me, and next week I will be back with Bad Boys for Life. And until next time, bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?